Recently, the ritual weapons, which are supposed to be some of the best weapons we have access to in the game, have been pretty butt cheeks. I mean, we got Cry Mutiny, which isn't even a good GL, not to mention GLs aren't even meta. Chain of Command is half decent, but it's nothing unique compared to other legendary machine guns, and Reckless Endangerment is super solid for PvP. We used to get things like Ascendancy, No Composure, Salvager Salvo, but it's been a minute since we've really gotten something decent. Originally, I thought this season was no different with Veles-X looking mid as all hell, but then I gave this thing a chance, and it's actually really strong. If you followed my channel for a while, you know I really like 4-round burst pulse rifles because during contest mode, to me, these are one of the best weapons to run. They flinch enemies efficiently, they work at almost all ranges, can usually one-burst red bars with crits, and in general are my go-to weapon after SMGs. Veles-X is a 4-round burst as well, and it's one of the best void pulses currently in the game, while also not requiring you to do any farming. Grid Skipper has okay perks, but it's a rapid fire frame which doesn't always perform as well. Premonition and Last Perdition both don't have great perk pools, and although Yesteryear does have some pretty decent options, the perk pool is super big and you earn this weapon from farming Gambit. The perks we have access to on this weapon are actually pretty great. Flared Magwell is one of the best options for most weapons for the reload speed provided, and then we also have Repulsor Brace. This is going to give us an overshield anytime we kill a void debuffed enemy. The overshield has 45 HP, which is decent, and just for reference, we have around 200 HP between our base health and shields. But while overshields are active, we do get a 50% damage reduction, meaning this is really more like 90 HP, so it's a solid 30% bump in our total health pool. With this, we do also have Golden Tricorn. This isn't my personal favorite damage perk in the game. In general, I tend not to be a huge fan of damage perks that require kills, like Rampage, Kill Clip, and Swashbuckler, but as long as we maintain weapon kills, we get a 15% damage boost for 8 seconds, which can be refreshed, which is great because you don't need multiple kills to stack up to a high percentage, which then only lasts for a few seconds. I do still think something like Frenzy would have been better for the other benefits and ease of use though. On top of this, then getting a grenade or melee kill while the base damage is active jumps this up to a 50% increase, so if you do time this right, you can use this to chunk enemy health bars with just your primary. Unlike a lot of other pulse rifles, since this does also work pretty well in PvP, it seems to have extremely good handling. The stat might not look that high, but it feels great to use, and compared to other 4-round bursts, it seems to have a better recoil direction too, making it slightly easier to land all 4 headshots in each burst. The reason I am really excited for this weapon is because of how well it synergizes with Void subclasses. In situations where something like Collective Obligation isn't usable because you want your exotic slot free, I think this is going to be the next best option. Obviously, this won't leech Void buffs or debuffs, but it will still fit in really well with most Void builds. In most of the gameplay in this video, I was running it on a Hunter with Gerfalcons and Stylus Execution to maintain infinite volatile rounds, but no matter what class you choose to run and whatever build, this is going to be one of the best weapons to use on Void. Any and all classes are going to have access to the Fragment Echo of Starvation, which grants Devour on Orb Pickup. Devour gives full health and full shield on every single kill, making your survivability go through the roof, and it gives a decent chunk of grenade energy back too. Since Veles-X is Void, Harmonic Siphon is also easily usable to generate these orbs of power to proc Devour each time. We also have Echo of Instability. This grants volatile rounds on Void weapons after landing a grenade final blow. And since we do have Void grenades up super often because of kills with Devour, this is great for keeping volatile rounds up. Not to mention Golden Tricorn will also be procced more often when using this since we are constantly using our grenade. And lastly, since we do have Repulsor Brace on the weapon too, this means we are almost always going to have an overshield since most of the enemies we kill are either weakened or volatile. So we pretty much have a roaming 30% health increase. I tested this out in the Legend Witch Queen campaign where we are held 15 under power and ads have more health and resist flinching. But even still, just for using a primary when the Devour, Weaken effects, Overshield, volatile rounds, and buff from Golden Tricorn kick in, it feels great. It might not compare to certain abilities and special weapons in the game, but for a primary weapon, I think this is one of the best in the game for endgame content. I wanted to make a video highlighting just how good this thing is. I feel like a lot of the community slept on this just like I did at first, but it's honestly a great option to have ready to go come Lightfall. Let me know your thoughts on the weapon if you guys have tried it out, or what your personal favorite Void weapon is right now. I do also stream a bunch over on my Twitch where we do lowmans and speedruns live. A link to that and my Discord server are both in the description below. Anyways, that's all for this video, guys. As always, have a good one, Peace.